Hi there. Welcome to Sunday Afternoon Live on Facebook here at AAA Hobbies in Magnolia, New Jersey. I'm Jack Lynch. I'm here to give you some information, some useful information hobby-wise. And you'll notice that lately we've been doing a lot with trains, and that's because it is train season. It's the holidays, everybody has their trains out, and they're setting them up under the tree and getting their platforms ready. So I've had a lot of people in the store asking about how to hook up operating accessories. And specifically, they want to know how to hook up an operating accessory like a Lionel gate or a gateman to operate automatically. So in other words, as you saw at the beginning, when the train goes around the track, the gate goes down when the train goes by and then it comes up. It's not magic. There's a way to do that. So basically what we're talking about is hooking up an accessory with an accessory track and insulated tracks. Now what do I mean by an insulated track? So let me grab this over here, and we're mainly going to talk about Lionel Fasttrack because that's the current track that Lionel makes. It's what we sell a lot of in the store. And I'll talk a little bit about the old track too, because I'm sure a lot of you guys still have the old 3-rail tin plate track like that. So the first thing you have to know about an operating accessory is how does it operate? How do you make that operating accessory get triggered so that when the train's passing and it goes past, it comes back up or turns off? So Lionel makes what they call an accessory activator pack, which is this piece right here. And what that is it's 3 pieces of track. And you'll notice there's one solid piece that has a wire with 2 connections coming off of it, attached to it. And you have 2 smaller pieces of track, like this. And what's special about these? These are what you use to create an insulated track section. And you'll notice, I don't know if you can get in there tight enough, one of the rails has a little cut in it. And that's to cut the ground or cut the power in that rail. So what you do is, and you'll notice that I have a track set up here. And let's step over to my whiteboard for 1 second and I'll explain an insulated track section. This, let me grab a piece of track here so you understand. This right here, these 3 lines, represent the 3 rails on this track. And with Lionel track or 3-rail track, the center rail is always the AC hot. So when you wire this up, you wire your track up to the transformer, the red or the hot line is always the middle track. The 2 outer tracks or the 2 outer rails are always the AC ground. So you have plus and minus, a hot and a ground. And the ground is on both. So the idea here is, and this is why this track section has a cut in it, what you want to do is you want to have one section of this track of the 3 rails that is insulated or has no power at all in it, so that when your train comes by, we can wire that accessory track so that when the wheels of the train hit that middle section here, or the insulated track, it completes the ground, sets off the accessory, and when the wheels for the train leave that insulated section, the accessory shuts off. So basically you're insulating a section of rail and wiring it to the accessory so that when the wheels on the train hit that section that's insulated, it completes the ground, sets off the accessory, and when it leaves the insulated section, the accessory shuts off. And I'll demonstrate that over here. So the way I have this section wired right now is I have this accessory track in the center here, and then I have both of the smaller tracks with the cuts in it on either side of it. So that if you look at my track section here, the train comes around, and right here is the cut. So this is the insulated section to this other cut, this rail right here. So I'm going to bring, and you'll notice the 2 wires that come off of this track are wired to my accessory. There's 2 wires here. One is the power, that's the hot, and one is the negative or the ground. And with most of these accessories, it doesn't matter which wire you put on which. So we'll put him down. I'm going to bring my train around. And when I'm going to stop him right here. Whoop. And bring him back around. I'm trying to slow down right before the insulated section here. So, stop. This is my insulated section here. As soon as the wheels on this train touch this rail, this accessory is going to operate. And as soon as the wheels of the train leave this section or cross over, then it's going to shut off. So, as soon as it hits this, you'll see this accessory is going to go off. Bang, and he's gone. Now, as soon as the wheels clear this other cut in the track, it goes off. So that's the theory behind it. You want to create an isolated track section that will complete the ground circuit between these two rails. Lionel sells Fastrack, which is plug and play. It makes it really easy to do this. As I said, with this track section with the two wires, you just hook them to your accessory. Now, that being said, some accessories require 3 hookups or 3 rails or 3 wires because they have a light, like this gateman. I'm going to show you the gateman. The gateman has a light inside, plus he has a solenoid that operates the little man coming out of the gate. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to move this track section. And this one, for everybody's knowledge, or for your reference, this is a 12029 accessory activator pack. And this piece here, this group of tracks, work the best for any accessory that has 2 terminals, a positive and a negative, plus and minus. So these, the crossing lights, the flashing lights, the semaphore signal here, the cantilever, those type of operate with the 2 track wires and the gate. So I'm going to take this section out, and we're going to leave in the 2 insulated sections. And I should unplug my power before I do that. So we're going to take that piece out, the 2 wires attached to it. Now the gateman, like I say, anybody that's familiar with the old gateman accessory knows that there's 3 wires that come off of this, not 2. So that one's for 2, this is for 3. So how do I make this operate? There's basically 2 ways to operate this guy. And what I have to remember what I did with the track. Where did I put it in? Oh, this one. I'm sorry. This requires a different operating track section. And this section is a number 81317, which is a plug-and-play accessory activator pack. And it has the 2 cut rails. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's set up differently. It has different cuts in the rails. So this one, I take this guy here, and I put him into the track. And instead of the 2 wires, this one has, and it's hard to see it here, but there's 3 connectors in this plug. And these are really nice because it's plug and play. It's really easy to use. All I have to do to have it operate the way we did before is just plug this into the plug-in terminal. That's all I have to do. Now when I bring the train around, I plug my power back in. I bring the train around. And as you remember, we have the cut right here. This is the insulated track. As soon as he hits this, the gateman will come out. Yep. My door got stuck. Let's let him come around and see it again. He didn't want to come out that time. As soon as we hit the insulated track, there he is. So that's automatic operation for Lionel accessories. Basically what you're doing is you're insulating a rail, and as soon as the wheels on the train hit that rail, they complete the ground with the other rail. And as soon as they leave, it turns off. Now, if you have accessories where you'd like to operate it not automatically or use a push button, most of the Lionel accessories come with this little push button box, which is this guy right here. This comes with the gateman. You'll say, well, what's that for? This is so that you can operate it manually. Like on our layout out in the store, we have it set up so kids can push the button and have the gateman come out. So I'll disconnect this wire from the track, and all you do is you take that plug and put it into this little button, and then you plug that into the track. So now, if I want the gateman to come out, all I have to do is push the button. So that's manual operation of an accessory. You're just plugging this in. And this is really great. I mean, Lionel accessories have come a long way. It used to be you had to figure out the wiring and wire it all by hand manually. It's all plug and play now, which is really, really nice. On older Lionel track, and this is for you guys that have the 3-rail tin plate track, you'll notice that there's little fiber pads under the middle rail. That's the positive rail. The reason for that is you're insulating it from the ground. Now, to have an insulated rail section in this type of track, like we have here, you have to get some of these pads and put them under the outer rail, and then put plastic pins in either end of the track. So in other words, you have to isolate this rail section. Then you'd have to put a power lock on and run your ground to the transformer, or to, you know, your accessory, I should say, to the grounded rail. So it's a little more work to do it for these accessories, and I'd recommend, if you're going to do this, maybe look up a diagram online, Google insulated Lionel 3-rail track, and you'll be able to do that. But the newer Lionel is just so simple to do. It's a breeze. I also recommend that if you have a lot of different accessories hooked up, you might want to consider investing in a small accessory power pack. Because if you have a lot of accessories, they're going to drain a lot of power out of your track, and it'll slow your train down. So these accessories can be wired. Grab this. You can get a plug like this to plug into your accessory. And that's a female pigtail power cable, and it has 3 wires here. These will go to your hot, your ground, and one to the accessory. So you can run your accessory off of a power pack and then create a grounded insulated rail section to run it. So I would highly recommend, if you're going to do that, to look at the instructions that come with the accessory, and they'll show you how to operate that or hook that up. So in a nutshell, that is Lionel operating accessories, automatically operated accessories. Just basically, you want to get yourself, I'll just review this again. And just to backtrack a little, we're here at AAA Hobbies in Magnolia, New Jersey. If you have comments or questions about this, please post them on this thread. I will answer them. Come down to the store, we'll explain it. But like I say, if you have an accessory you want to operate it, and it's a two-wire accessory, it has 2 terminals, like this guy here, or like the operating gate, you want to get yourself a 12029 accessory activator track. This right here. If you have a gateman or another accessory that has a light and it has an operation, you're going to get yourself this pack here, which is a 81317 accessory activator pack. Those are the 2 packs you need to operate accessories. So that's what we have today. I hope everybody's got their trains out. Come down, visit the store if you need some accessories, or if you want to see this in action and you want us to tell you about it, please come down. And until next Sunday at AAA Hobbies in Magnolia, New Jersey, Facebook Live Sunday afternoons, I will see you then.